Hi, THL. We are back with our preseason version of our Season 5 Power Rankings. I am here with MV Parker, and I am also here with Cassidy14, who I believe is doing both of the Wardens currently. And wow,
Can confirm.
I confirm. So, and I lost the list.
Oh, neat.
I found it.
Oh,
So,
good.
we're going to
Mid-season
go from
form
the
here.
mid-season. So we're gonna go bottom up of our preseason power rankings, and we'll actually talk about the first two real quick here. At number 20 and at 19, we have the Danger Zone and Harry Generals, and they're only here because we do not have a complete roster, and it did not feel fair to rank them in accordance with everyone else without knowing their full roster. So for now, we'll just consider them. We'll add them at a later date. But number 18, we have Team Swagoy, who is a new team this season. And we know literally nothing about any of their players. So this is our first team in the unknown tier, or also known as needs work. But in this case, it's just because they're purely unknown.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah,
Danger
you'd
Zone and
like to
Harry
think
General,
that
still the same.
coming from another Hearthstone league, like maybe these five guys have played together before and like know each other, but I haven't even seen that confirmed anywhere. So
Yep.
yeah. So we have no idea what to expect from them. Um, and for now, they're ranked bottom, but with us knowing literally nothing, like they could fly up. So at number 17, we have the Odd Chance, who we know actually a decent amount about, but they still have some holes that we're not sure. Adidas is back in the 1 seed after having a really good season 4. Dynamis is also back in the 2 seed, and he's a pretty good player when he's not memeing. But we don't know a lot about the rest of the guys. I believe Arcane is the 4 seed, and he had a pretty rough season last season. Know nothing about their 3 seed or their 5 seed, I believe. So
we know about the 5 seed.
five seed is Crest, who
Yeah.
subbed for Team Rank 5 1 seed 1 week, and it
He's
didn't
a
go so
doozy.
well for him.
He is a dude.
He's a dude.
It's good for him that Cthulhu Priest minus Cthulhu is no longer in the metagame.
So at number 16, we have Hearthstone Academy, who again we know almost nothing about, like almost nothing. Their captain Sage has been in Discord. He seems like a pretty cool guy. Don't know much about his Hearthstone playing ability, um, or to be honest, with anyone on the roster. These are guys that are all brand new to the league, so we have them there for now, and they have an opportunity to climb pretty far. A number 15, who will be the last team in our unknown tier, is Team Well Met. That is Captain Bit Beaker's new team, and he's fresh off of his championship and the SHL, which is super cool for him. But THL is a different game, and just because he did well in the SHL, we don't really know what that means for THL. We do know that Hot Asian Grail is back in the 1 seed.
Yep.
He's
player.
pretty fucking good. We know that Jack Sox is back in the 5 seed, who has been good in the past, but has
He's coming off a long layoff.
long layoff, and that's never great for any competitor. So Bitbreaker is in the 4 seed. We think he'll be okay, and then unknowns in the 2 and 3. We don't know anything about them as they're completely new to THL. So
Yep.
that's Team Womat. And then at number 14, we have Netherstorm, who is the first team of our bottom tier teams. We know that they are returning Crovan in the 1 seed. He was a 2 seed last season. He actually had a pretty good season, but that's a big step up to the 1 seed, so we'll see how that goes for him. Captain Twiz, he is back in the 3 seed, and he's a pretty good player, but his records lately in THL before taking this last season off weren't so great, so maybe this time off has helped him, as well as dropping down a seed or two, and we expect him to be pretty good over there. And we don't know much about their. Oh wait, I lied. The Town Drunk is their 5 seed.
Oh yeah, Town Drunk. Yep.
Yeah, one of the lowest win percentages in THL history for a
Yeah.
player.
But what's good about that is there's nowhere to go but up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At number 13, we have Aeon, who we again know very little about. Wait. I think Aeon has the town drunk. I think I just fucked that up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just confused two
Yeah, you did.
All right. So ignore the Donnie Reg comment.
I mean, we'll just, we'll reuse that for Aeon.
Yeah. So I don't know anything else really about their roster. Except the top
Yeah,
side
they're just really gonna miss Cheesy. Cheesy's kind of a guy that helped bring that team to that relevant status, especially like competing for a playoff spot late into the season. I think did they get in? I don't remember, but I know going into the last week they had a shot. So, and I think Cheesy's a big part of that. So when you take him away and return a lot of the same roster, even adding Twiz, you just very skeptical.
Yeah, for another zone for sure. For sure. Why are we just talking about Netherstorm? We were talking about Aeon.
Yeah, oh well.
I don't know. I was still talking about another storm. You guys moved on without me.
Okay, my bad. So number 13 is Aeon.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Aeon's the team that signed the town drunk.
Yes.
Yeah, they have the town drunk. They also have Dark Seed.
Yep, Dark Seed.
Who is in the 4 seed, and then they have 3 legend players in the 3, 2, and 1 seed. That strategy has not worked out for Aeon in the past. I don't know if it's going to work out this time around.
Yeah, I'm very not seeing it with these guys.
Also, 2 and 3 are completely new to the league, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, the Trucci really wanted to kind of change the way things were going over there, and I don't know. From an outsider, it looks like he just kind of downgraded the same strategy he was using in the past.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll have to see how they perform together, because that was a big point that he was struggling with last season. Is it seemed that he felt that he had a team of individuals that didn't really work well together. So maybe that's different this time around for Aeon. We recognize some of the names, and some of those names are pretty good, but we'll have to see once the bullets actually start flying. Number 12, we have Zenergy, who they probably had like the most unsuccessful team in THL.
Yeah.
Last season.
Oh yeah,
as far
maybe
as
one of the most of all time.
Failing, yeah, oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like just flat out, like not being able to play the matches, and when the matches were getting played, they weren't performing well. But that's all behind us now, and they have some pretty good players on their roster. Katoda is making his return to Zenergy, who his time in THL was flat out one of the best 1 seeds in the league. Drew Man will be bumping down to the 2 seed, where he had some moderate success last season. And then Zab in the 3 seed is pretty strong. He's a pretty strong 3 seed player.
Yep.
And so that's an okay 1, 2, 3 right there.
Yep.
What I think so their success will depend on the 4 and 5 seeds, who we don't know much about. Trenador is returning. Trenador had a really rough partial season. But coming in halfway through can be really challenging, especially on a team that we've established, didn't play matches. So maybe this time with the full season under his belt, he'll be better. And we know absolutely nothing about the 5 seed, so
Brantley Double O.
pretty good name. At number 11, and these guys are way too fucking high.
Agreed.
We have the Bad Hombres. I don't expect the Bad Hombres to be competitive, even though I'm on this team. But we'll have a lot of fun.
I think this is the highest you will see the Bad Hombres in the power rankings all season.
I agree. And in fact, I don't even know how we ended up with them here. We should be lower, to be honest.
I agree.
But yeah. I don't know. Brunson will play some fun shit. That'll be fun. Moving on from us, we have Team Golden Wisp, who is fresh off of their first good season in THL. They had struggled results-wise their first few seasons. Last season, after adding double O's, they really put it together, and they really came close to making playoffs in a very tight blue division race. Fell a little short, but this time around, they're bringing back the same roster, and they hope that they can overcome that. Alec Golden List, Captain Alec Golden List, he's just flat out one of the best 3 seeds in the league. Double O's had a very successful rookie season, and all the same names: Hupnar, Rubik's Cube, Sunshine, all the same guys. They're all going to be pretty okay, and we think Team Golden List is going to be pretty okay with a chance to be pretty good.
Yep, might be a little higher if they always submit their classes.
Number 9 is Team Avatar.
Oh man, these guys! The inner workings of this team just continues to be an absolute head-scratching meme.
Yeah. So, G-Nuts and Pumas literally threw a Q and overthrew Lemur as from being team captain of Avatar
with help from Brunson.
Yep.
With help from Brunson. And then they invited him back onto the team. So I don't know what the fuck is going on.
And yeah.
Overthrew the captain and said, "Come back, buddy."
I don't know what's going on with this team, but they have a collection of pretty okay players. And I think that they're going to be a lot better, if only because Puma's VFF was probably a below average 2 seed, and now they have the Ninja, who has played a little bit in THL, had some pretty decent success, and more recently has been like top 100 looking at my friends list for most of the season. He's been really kicking ass, so he's going to be a really good 2 seed, and I think having him in the 2 seed to like slot down Pumas to be a pretty good 3 seed, that's going to improve them as a whole. G-Nuts is still got in the 1, Lemur still sucks in the 4, but
Yeah, I think the wild card here is going to be adding the Anarchist.
Yeah,
and how well he performs.
Yeah, they did lose Zagbert. Now they have the Anarchist. If he plays up to his potential, they're going to be a very good team. And if he struggles, they're going to be more average and maybe even worse than that. So, no pressure, Anarchist. At number 8, and that was actually the end of our bottom tier.
Yep.
Which is funny because that went halfway through the middle of the list. But now we have the mid tier of teams, or teams that we consider to be pretty good, but not quite elite. And our first team in this tier is Noob Central. They are bringing back almost the same team, except Captain Nade will be sitting the season out, and Cutthroat will be returning to Noob Central to replace him. Now, last time we saw Cutthroat, he had struggled greatly. He was 1-9 in his last 10, I believe. Like it was rough over a couple of seasons there. But maybe that time off really helped him refocus. Maybe this meta game is better for him. I'm not sure. But they still have Ray C. That guy's kind of good. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Kind of good. They still have Thor Smash, he started pretty slow last season and then picked it up in a big way. And then they still have Josh Sampson and Ham, who are still, pretty good players for their seed.
Above average in their seed, I would say.
Yeah, I think that they're a pretty solid team, and they have a chance to make playoffs in what's going to be a tight division race for them. So,
yeah.
Number 7. Oh man, I can't believe I have them this high. Number 7, we have the Damaged Ones. I imagine Jerry's throwing a party somewhere.
He's still not getting the respect he deserves.
Not top 5.
Not top 5. Well, maybe they can play his way into top 5. We'll see. But the Damaged Ones, I think they're bringing together a pretty good team here. Super Sam is making his return to THL.
Yep.
Super Sam had 2 very good seasons in THL when he played. And I expect him to be pretty good in the 1 seed. Houdini is bumping down to the 2. He struggled a lot in the 1, but the 2 should be a lot better for him. And then we have Dire Spare making his return to 3. And he had not a great record game-wise or result-wise, but his in-game record was pretty good. It was close to 500. So if he can turn that into more wins, then they're going to have a shot to be pretty good. Eridan, number 4 seed, don't know much about him other than what he did in THL, or SHL, I'm sorry. And then Gemini is their 5 seed. A former MVP runner-up, also struggled last season, so we don't really know what we're going to get from Gemini. If she is back to her MVP-like self, they're going to be very good, I believe.
I'd say her and Eridan are kind of the X factors.
Yeah, for sure. Those guys, those two will definitely have the most impact on how their season is. At number 6, we have NWA. They are back again. Most of the same roster, a couple of changes. Tony Montana still the 1 seed. Salt, everyone's favorite player, still the 2 seed. Trudgett's still the 5 seed. Pink Samus has moved up into the 3 seed after his very good campaign last season. And newcomer Force of Will be taking over in the 4 seed. We don't know a whole lot about him other than that he ran some SHL streams. I think he subbed a couple of times, and I don't think
that went
his subbing went well, but
No,
yeah. But now he has an established team behind his back, so maybe that'll help. That's definitely a little bit of a new look for them after they lost Crayon, but I don't know. We still think that they should be pretty good, and WA always seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to if Pink Samus can play a seat up and how well Force of Will does. The other three have been consistently pretty good.
Yeah. That's how I feel as well. 1, 2, and 5, we know what we're getting, and they're pretty good there. So.
And that's generally a recipe for success, which is why we kind of have them in this tier. Because when you have 3 dependable players, and then 2 players that could play well, that's what you're looking at for teams that can put it all together and go on a really deep run.
Yep, I agree 100%. So number 5, we have the Temporal Legends, and they have a couple of new faces over there. But after last season, they made playoffs and they gave, I believe, the Harry Generals a pretty good run for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Now Hector Howell's back in the 1 seed. Mbulk is their new 2 seed, shiny 2 seed. He's gonna be pretty good there. His record as a 2 seed in this league is pretty fucking ridiculous.
It's elite.
Really
I expect them to be pretty good there. Loch Ness is returning as their 3 seed, Loch Ness H, who had a pretty average season. Phoebus was their 5 seed last season. He is now their 4 seed. And that jump can be difficult for some players, so we'll have to see how Phoebus does. The Avatar, is their 5 seed, and we don't know anything about him other than his team name is like Team Avatars. So I don't know. Well, they seem like they're gonna be pretty okay.
Yep, pretty decent top half. Bottom half needs to play well.
Yeah, which is true of a lot of these teams. So.
Yep.
Number 4, ranked high again in the preseason. Hopefully this time it goes better for them. We have Entropy. They look pretty strong. They looked pretty strong last season. It didn't quite work out, but this season, they have a little bit of a new look here. They have Phenom as their 1 seed, who I believe does some data entry and stuff like that for Vicious Syndicate, as well as being a top 100 player. We have Smoke Salmon, who is fresh off of his first appearance in the top 100. Congrats, Smoke Salmon. He's their 2 seed again. And a big signing, I think, for them to get some consistency in the middle of their lineup. They have Crayon as their new 3 seed.
Yep,
who
that was a big signing.
Last season, last season he had quite a good season for NWA. And if he can replicate that, Entropy is going to be looking very strong. And then D Lyman is their 4 seed, which is kind of ridiculous. D Lyman has a resume of incredible success in Hearthstone. Maybe hasn't had the results that he wants in THL, but in the 4 seed, it's really hard to do better than that.
Yeah, and in the 4 seed, it's time for that to reverse itself.
Yeah, and I think it will. And then 5 seed, they signed Crackshot, who struggled very, very hard last season, but different captain, different team. Maybe they can help him, improve and become a solid 5 seed. We're not too sure. So
he's kind of a question mark thing.
Yeah, he is. I think the reason we're keeping them out of this top tier.
Yeah, I agree. But that's a pretty fucking good roster. So we'll see if Entropy can actually live up to expectations this time around. And now we have the top tier teams. Only 3 of them. And the first one for us is Team 1600 Dust, who had an amazing first season in THL. Not many people have first seasons like that, especially being completely brand new to the league. Like most teams, like have some parts and some pieces that have played in THL before, but they all arrived brand spanking new, and then they kick some pretty good ass. And for that alone, we have them up here. On paper, I don't know that they're the best of rosters, but their performance opens some eyes.
I think there's a lot to be said for continuity.
Yeah, I agree. When you're bringing back 5 solid players, um, it's like I don't know, like the continuity is a huge deal. So I think they're going to be pretty okay again.
Yeah, my observation is that I think the league as a whole is not as strong as it was last season because of the 4-team expansion, and they were really good last season. So I would expect more of the same out of them.
Yes. So I'm interested to see how they do in their sophomore season. At number 2, we have Team Supreme, or just Supreme, I'm sorry, who you guys heard about last week on Tavern Talk. They have a pretty good 1, 2, 3, and huge question marks at 4 and 5, but I think that their 1, 2, 3 will be enough to at least carry them to a pretty good season. Slunch is a god. Cheesy's pretty fucking good, and Parker sucks, but he's 3 seed. He'd probably be okay there. And then we have Detective Diamond in the 4 seed and Senor Sex in the 5 seed, who are brand new players, and we have no idea what to expect. Not even Parker knows, so.
No idea.
They're a pretty good team, though. That's like, I don't know that you can build a better 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you have a 2-time MVP, a 1-time MVP, and Parker, who's pretty good.
He's okay. Yeah, so they're our number 2 team, and our preseason number 1 is the Defias Brotherhood, who have a pretty different roster than last season. But I think last season they kind of took the players that didn't maybe perform to their expectations last season, and they replaced them with fucking studs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in the 1 seed for Defias Brotherhood, we have Greg, who is always in the top 100 as far as finishing goes. A very good player.
Really good.
2 seed is the MVP runner-up Aroy, who is now probably firmly established himself as a 2 seed, at least for the foreseeable future. It's going to be, he probably won't have the season that he had last season. Just moving up 2 seeds is a huge fucking deal, but he should be okay. He should be able to hold his own. And then their 3 seed is Captain Comp, who's one of the best 3 seeds in the league just on pure skill alone. And their 4 seed is Jesus C, a man very near and dear to our heart. It's kind of hard to get better than him in the 4 seed. He's a monster. And then their 5 seed is AO, who had a lot of success in SHL and some success in a partial season last season in THL. So I think that on paper, they are the most complete team.
Yep, I would agree.
And I think that they deserve that number 1 ranking for now. We'll see when the Bullets are actually flying, though.
I'd say they're the most complete team top to bottom, but I would say A-Roy is probably the biggest question mark for me on that team, just coming from the fact that I know he hasn't played much Hearthstone recently.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing a lot of Hearthstone.
MIA.
Hasn't been playing a lot of Hearthstone, and moving up 2 seeds is, like, I can't even begin to tell you. That's, like, the quality of player difference moving up is going to be big.
Yeah.
So he probably is their biggest question mark. But, the man did just come off of an MVP runner-up season. So,
yep.
If anyone could do it, he could definitely do it. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that made the playoffs kind of in spite of 2 other seeds on their team. And like you said before, they just added absolute studs. I mean, they probably made the signing of the offseason with Jesus C. If you're talking about one single individual player that literally every single team wanted. And they went out and got an unknown, but not really an unknown in terms of Hearthstone, because, people have known this guy if you've been around the scene, and Greg, who seems very willing to coach other players up. So they bring in an established great player who's willing to coach other players. And I don't know. I just don't know how you can pick against these guys early on.
Yeah. I think they're going to be the team to beat early on for sure. So that's our power ranking. When we find out the rosters for the Generals and the Danger Zone, we'll probably just post a list somewhere on the Facebook group updating it. But that's what we have for now. Also, this is way longer with 20 teams. Holy shit.
Yeah, it takes a lot longer. I was just about to say that.
Sorry for mixing up Aeon and Netherstorm. That was our bad. All my bad, really.
Bye.
Yeah.